Hello, welcome to the Borlaug Field Award nominations webinar. Thank you for watching today. I am Ellen Franzenburg. I'm the Director of Awards and Lectures at the World Food Prize Foundation, and you can find my contact information here. So if you happen to have any further questions for me after the webinar is over, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be happy to answer those questions for you. So the Borlaug Field Award recognizes exceptional science-based achievement in agriculture and food production by an individual under the age of 40. And it was endowed by the Rockefeller Foundation as a $10,000 cash prize, and it is administered by the World Food Prize Foundation. Dr. Norman Borlaug, our founder, Nobel Peace Prize recipient for being a founder of the Green Revolution, is who the award is named after. And he was always very supportive of students in their education and also early career scientists to do the best work that they could do. And we wanted to have this award to encourage early career scientists and extension agents and other people working in a scientific field to do the work that they're doing. So the award ceremony for the Borlaug Field Award takes place each October around World Food Day, and it's in conjunction with our International Borlaug Dialogue, which is our annual symposium. And it is at the World Food Prize Hall of Laureates in Des Moines, Iowa. So I'm going to take you through step-by-step some of the criteria and documentation that we require for a nomination for the Borlaug Field Award, and then I will go through the selection process. So the nominee should be one individual who is under the age of 40. And they should have a science-based achievement. So maybe they're a researcher, or maybe they're an extension agent or somebody working in a scientific field where they're applying scientific evidence. They should be actively working in their discipline or area of study. And they should be working in the field, as we say, at the production or processing level with farmers, ranchers, herders, processors, other people in rural communities. But it can be really at any point in the food system. So we have here the 9 major criteria for a nominee of the Borlaug Field Award. These are traits that Dr. Borlaug exhibited as a young researcher when he was working in Mexico, developing disease-resistant wheat strains. So these words you're going to want to come back to while you are putting together the nomination package, so that you can include all of these words and include examples of why the nominee fits into these criteria. So the nominator can be any individual or organization. So if your nomination comes from an organization, it should be endorsed by an executive officer or a senior official of that organization to show that it has full organizational support for that nomination. But individuals can also nominate someone for the Borlaug Field Award. Nominators should have a direct knowledge of the nominee's work and make sure they provide examples of that work. And we cannot accept self-nominations. So the nominator and the nominee have to be 2 different people. So the basic information that we ask for is the nominator's contact information and the nominee's contact and biographical information. So we'll need a CV or resume, a date of birth, country of birth, and citizenship. So the statement of work is the biggest part of the nomination. It can be up to 3,000 words, and it's going to describe the nominee's work and accomplishments. And make sure you include details and examples, and then also how the nominee demonstrates the criteria. Those 9 words that were just a few slides ago, you're definitely going to want to include all of those somewhere in the statement of work and show how the nominee fits into each of those criteria. And of course, you'll want to include something about the impact or the results of the nominee's work. We also ask for some nomination letters. So we want 1 nomination letter from the nominator and 2 letters of support from others who are not, ideally are not directly associated with the nominator. We only accept 2 supporting letters. So you'll want the letters to be on letterhead, signed and dated, and include the writer's position and organization like you would on any business letter. And the letters should ideally describe, explain, emphasize the achievements of the nominee. Make sure that the writer tells how they know the nominee or how they've worked with the nominee in the past. We also ask for a headshot photo. And optionally, you can also include a couple of additional action photos. And if you do include additional action photos, please caption them so that we know what's going on in those photos. So now that you have all of the documentation together, you'll want to submit the documentation online through our submission portal, which is called Reviewer. And it will ask you to create a password and login information so that you can log back into your nomination and your account multiple times. So you can start the nomination, and then if you get interrupted or if you need more materials, you can log out. You can save your nomination and then log out and log back in on a different day and finish up the nomination. So it will ask you to upload documents separately into the form. There will be a different field for each of those documents, the statement of work, the CV, the letters. And then you're going to need to upload all of the documents before you click the submit button. Make sure you click submit and not save at that point once you're ready to submit, because that will actually send it to me. And you can see the website down at the bottom of the screen, worldfoodprize.org/nominate. That's where you'll go to submit. And you can also find all of our criteria there as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the nomination and selection process. So the deadline for submitting nominations is June 15th. Nominees will remain eligible beyond the year that they are nominated. So if your nominee is not successful this year, they will remain eligible for future years until they turn 40 years old. So nominations are evaluated by an independent jury chaired by Dr. Ronnie Kaufman, who was Dr. Borlaug's only grad student and also, or only PhD student, and also is a professor at Cornell University. And in August or September, the recipient of the Borlaug Field Award is announced publicly. And then on October 19th, we will have the Borlaug Field Award ceremony here in Des Moines, Iowa, during the International Borlaug Dialogue. So that concludes the information presentation. So please feel free to ask me any questions you have. My contact information is here on the screen again. Reach out if you need me, and visit worldfoodprize.org/nominate if you have if you want to see more about the criteria and documentation, and also to submit your nomination. Thank you for watching today.